Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So today it's only gonna be me. Allyx has not been so good since the last video we posted. I know it has been a while since we last posted, but I did want to get up something for you guys. In this video I'm not gonna explain what has been going on. I'm actually gonna do a video for that. I'm not sure if later today, and post it within the week. I just need to get some things settled before I upload that video because it has a lot to explain, and I'm not gonna get into it right now. It's not really good what's going on. It's been a hard, I think it's been 14 days. So I just wanted to get ready today and actually post a video, but this will be the story time of how we found out cancer was back and how we were told. So this was March, I think it was March 2016. So March 2016 was my sister's quinceañera, and that day Allyx started with really bad back pain, like really bad. We didn't make much of it. We did go to the ER and they told him that it was nothing, that it was probably chronic pain. So we just went back home, and I went to the party and he stayed home. So then after that he was good for so in that year he was gonna go on yearly checkups. So we go with his oncologist, and then he does routine checkups, everything, blood work, blood markers look good, which is the ones they check for cancer cells, and everything looked good. So we go back home, and then in July we find out I'm pregnant, which we were super excited. We're like, yay, finally, we always wanted a baby girl. And that was in July. So then I was pregnant the whole time, and then I think in September we went to the ER again. That was at Banner Hospital. They did some x-rays, ultrasounds, and CT scans, and they're like, oh no, nothing looks abnormal, the tumor still looks the same size, everything looks fine, it's probably chronic pain. So we're like, okay, it's just chronic pain. So we went back home, and then the pain started again like 2 months later. We go to St. Mary's Hospital, and they do the same thing, blood work, CT, and everything looks the same. So then we went, a couple months go by, and then we went to Northwest Medical Center, and they're like, you should go do an MRI. So then we go to get an MRI, and when we go get the MRI, like when the doctor comes back, he's like, the tumor looks the same size, like there does not look anything that's different. So we were like kind of relieved, but then he said there are some kind of lymph nodes that are swollen, but he said that could be from like a flu or something. He's like, you should take it to your oncologist to go check it. So it was like, it cost money to go see his oncologist in Mexico because it was 4 to 5 hours away. So we needed to get a hotel. We needed to stay there for a couple of days because we couldn't drive obviously back and forth. And we just saw his primary care doctor here to check, and she's like, oh yeah, everything looks fine. So then I think a couple months go by, and then he started throwing up. When he started throwing up, I was getting scared because he was losing weight, and since they kept saying it was chronic pain, I did think it was that, and when he started throwing up, I just thought it was like a stomach bug or something, and it stopped. And then after that comes February. So I have my daughter. When we have our daughter, when I was delivering her, like, it was sad. So I got there, when I got there, like I had no time to get the epidural or anything, so it was like not even an IV started. When I got there, I was at 7, and within 15 minutes of being there, I had her. If you guys want the story on that, I'll be sure to share that later on. Just let me know. So then when we were there, when I was giving birth, all I could see was him going like this, like holding his back, like if he was in pain. I felt really bad for him. And I had my daughter. We went up to the floor and everything. The whole time I was hospitalized, he was just in pain. And then so we get out of the hospital, we go back home and everything. We just brought our baby home, right? So we were at home for 2 weeks. I was still in la cuarentena. I don't know how you say it in English, but so the baby was 2 weeks old, he tells me, I don't feel good, I feel really bad, like let's go to the ER. And I was like, in my mind I was saying, oh, we're just gonna go to the ER, they're gonna see the same thing again, and like I'm tired, like I had a newborn baby, like she would wake up every 2 hours to eat, and then he wasn't feeling good, and we still had our 7-year-old son, so it was really hard. He's like, let's just go. So I was like, okay, let's go. So I called my mom to watch my kids. I go with him to the ER. I don't know why he always wanted to go to St. Mary's Hospital. So we went to St. Mary's Hospital again, and they do blood work and an x-ray. So they take him in, then they bring him back out, and after the x-ray, then the nurse is like, we're gonna take you to a CT scan. And then I was like, why? You guys said it wasn't necessary since you guys already had a record of another one. Then she said, there was just something abnormal, so they want to see it more detailed. So then when they said that, I just remember everything dropped, and I was like, oh my god, please don't let it be anything bad. And then they take him, he comes back, and then I think it was within an hour, like 3 doctors walk in, and I like telling you that I feel the rush. And I just remember that the doctors came in, and what did they say? They just like looked at him and they're like, well, the news isn't good. They said the tumor you had has grown quite a bit. They said it is much larger. And I just remember looking at his face, and he just did like, and started laughing. But I think he was like laughing like sarcastically, like he couldn't believe it. When they said that, I just bursted out crying. I just looked at him and I was like, I didn't know what to expect. Like I obviously did know he had cancer in the past, but never did I ever think like it would come back, or like how it felt for someone to tell you that someone you love has cancer. So they said that, and as soon as they said that, I was like, they just left, and another doctor came in and they're like, oh, where did you receive treatment before and all that. We let them know everything, and then I was just shaking, like I was crying, and I just hugged him, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? And then he's like, I don't know. He said, I'm like, should I call his mom was in Mexico, so I'm like, should I call your mom, or what should I do? Like it was late, it was like 10 at night. I'm like, if I call her, she's gonna get worried and she's just gonna rush over here, like she doesn't see very well at night. So I'm like, what if something happens to her on the freeway? And he's like, she has a right to know, just tell her what they told us. So I just called her and I told her, and we just both started crying over the phone, and like we couldn't believe that cancer was back. And after there, they hospitalized him, and right when I called his mom, like one of his aunts was coming in, and I told her, and I just started crying, and I just told her I'm scared, like I don't know what to expect. She's like, everything's gonna be fine, you just have to have faith. And up to this day, I still have faith, but I'm waiting for God to answer our prayers, and like to help us, because he's going through a really hard time. And this was February 2017 when all this happened. So he was hospitalized. After there, I had to go home. I had the newborn baby, and she was breastfed, so she was breastfeeding every 2 hours. So she was already late. So I just had to get back home. And I get back home, and he stays by himself at the hospital. His mom did go see him. She arrived like around 11 and went to go see him, but she went to sleep at her sister's house. And then in the morning, I get to the hospital, and then one of the doctors came in. He was so rude, like I don't understand how there can be some doctors that are like just cold. And he's like, so I asked him, is there anything preventing you from going back to Mexico? And he's like, well, my family. And he's like, to be honest, if you don't, this is what the doctor said. He said, well, to be honest, if you don't go back to Mexico now, you're gonna die. He said, this cancer will spread fast. And then we were just like, what the hell? Like, why would he say that? Like, instead of saying, like, okay, let's look at options here. He was like, if you look for treatment here, you're gonna be in debt for the rest of your life. So we're just like, wow, this guy's rude. And then we're like, well, we're waiting for the oncologist. They hospitalized him because they said an oncologist would come and see him the next day. So then he's like, oh, I already spoke to him. He's not coming because you have no insurance. So he denied to see you. And I was like, wow, like, I can't believe that a doctor's supposed to be, they supposedly choose that field to help people. And obviously because of the money. But I mean, you're supposed to help people. So at that time, Allyx was 26. So I was like, wow. I just remember I called my dad and I told him, like, all he told me was, you gotta be strong. And I was like, okay. And I called another friend, her name is Esperanza. She's been amazing through the whole thing. She's super supportive. And I called her and she was just shocked. She's like, oh, I can't believe it. Like, if you need anything, let me know. We'll be here for you guys. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. And I just walked back in and then we're like, they scared us. Like, they told us if you guys do not get help now, like, you can die. So I'm like, let's go. And they wouldn't even walk in that hospital, like, to take off the IVs. So he just took it out himself and we just left. Like, literally, we did not get the discharge papers or anything. We left. And then he's like, well, I'm gonna go back to Mexico when you stay here. I'm like, how am I gonna stay here in the US knowing you have cancer and you're going 5 hours away from me? Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, I cannot leave your side, I told him. And we packed all of our, we went and put everything that was in our house in storage. And we just took, like, the essentials, like the baby crib, everything, stuff like that, our clothes, and we just went to Mexico. And we lived over there for 5 months. So that's how it happened. That's our reaction, how we found out cancer was back. After there, we came back and we thought everything was back to normal, so we did rent another house and we were there for 4 months, and then the pain came back. And you guys know that ever since then it hasn't stopped, and we don't know when it will. All we're doing is praying and hoping it stops soon because we can't take it anymore. Like, every time he gets worse and worse and worse. Like, so that's how we found out cancer was back and everything that happened. I'm sorry guys, it's really hard for me to talk about this subject, and like it's just been really hard, and I was trying to hold it together not to cry, so hopefully not a lot of tears came out in the video. But that's what happened, how we found out and everything. I will be sure to post a video by the end of the week, letting you guys know exactly what's going on now and why we did not post anything for the past 12 days. We are gonna need all of your guys' help, so hopefully you guys can watch that video and help us and send any suggestions. But you guys will see when I post a video. It's in that video, hopefully I do not cry, because I've been crying for the past 7 days, like non-stop, that I was at the point where I was like looking down, like even if I was like tying my shoe or something, and tears would just come out. It was really rough, still is, but I mean, I'm trying to be strong for him and for my kids, but it's hard. But hopefully you guys can help us once I post a video, so you guys can understand a little more what I'm talking about, and make sure to keep him in your prayers, guys. And thank you for all your support and for all the people that like were asking, like, where are you guys at? Like, why haven't you posted a video? I know you guys are worried about it, or worried about Allyx, but we really appreciate everyone's support, and God bless you guys. And please subscribe if you haven't already, so you guys can share any video that we post or any update that's uploaded. Thank you guys again so much for watching.